Do we even care? Bro, you don't realize where you are in this game. I don't know, let's see. Hi. Hello everyone, it's Sloth here, and today a very hot deck that might be your ticket to Mythic. Boros Aggro, creating a lot of small creatures and then using Stoke the Flames, Knight-Errant of Eos or Recruiter to just amplify and go super wide and get more value or more damage. And the result seems to be really good with this one. Alright, so don't forget to subscribe. Huh? Okay, thank you. And let's go into action. Have fun, guys. And you can feel the difference. But we have Epicure, and Epicure is really helpful. Starting the damage is already a huge thing. We need to, you know, chip away this 20 to like 13 or something, and then our plays are much better. I attack you, because I'm red, and I like attacking stuff. We of course will go for the Virtue, because it basically gets rid of their mana for this turn. And for this we need to play white. Let's see if that's an end step play. Siphon Insight, sure. I don't have great play for the next turn, unless I draw one. So I think I play the Virtue right now, even though it gives him the target, but he won't change his gameplay based on one drop. So yeah, I think this is the moment to play it. This way we make sure that the other part is not countered. It's not super meaningful in this kind of matchup, but you know, it's better to have a card. And if I had a powerful 3-drop, I would just play it at the next step. If he counters it, I follow up. That is the powerful 3-drop, by the way. Alright, Scoundrel. Ah? We need to go super hard right now, man. Maybe we just go for the Wicked Roar, and everything will be a tutor then. So he seems to have a counter spell. It feels like a counter spell. Alright, that's a huge one. We don't have 1-drop to punish him, unfortunately, but it's Mork. 3 damage acquired. Super good at magic. And we'll use this probably to cycle one of the mountains. We don't need so much mana, so even though we like having artifacts, we can always take one from the Scoundrel if we draw the, you know, the goblin thingy. So down to 15. Down to 15. Oh, the tap land is absolutely brutal on this turn. This is your Emperor turn. You never want to miss the 4th one. Also Memory Deluge turn. Alright. Unfortunately we don't have great draw, so it's hard to punish this. So we both kinda have not what we want. But it's worth for aggro, because you really need to have everything optimal to kill your opponent in time. And it's hard to judge if he has counter spells, you know. Epicure. I want to gouge if that feels like a counter spell. So going for the Scoundrel right now. I cannot play Knight into counter spells. So I think it's just a monster roll, or whatever it's called, Wicked Roll. This way I can deal extra 4 damage for something maybe. And you know, just go further. Oh, 5 damage, right? Because of this counter and haste already. And we'll see, we'll see. Knight is super hard to use in this matchup because either you have a creatures and they're untapped, or they are tapped and you have no creatures, so you don't really get value. Unless you keep some 1-drops like Epicure. So you can play Epicure, then Knight, and you already get the full value, and it doesn't really cost more because you use those to convoke instantly. So he needs untapped land, Sunfall. If not, we can go absolutely crazy, but they usually have it, right? Lockdown. I see, I see. Pretty strong in this situation. So I go Recruiter and that's it. Maybe I draw a land. And we go for the Train Troops, is it called? But he still has a make disappear mana, so that's a little bit rough. Never mind. That's a mousey. It's a mouse. Cool. Alright, a little bit of value. Something we definitely needed. So we still have the board. We survived first sweeper right now. And we can a little bit pressure, but not too much. We need those adventures, man, but it will be hard to resolve them. With Siphon Insights, he has this card advantage a little bit. Even the Battle Mouse is useful because it can just act basically as a go for the throat, right? Alright, you know what? That's a full tap. And he has no creatures, so this is a 5 mana 4 for nothing more. So you know what? Can I get this? This is a solid card advantage stuff. I could go for the damage, but it's not like it's doing much. So we just go like this and try to go white. It doesn't feel like he has the thing. Scoundrel is good for card though. I mean, we are pretty like high value for an aggro deck, man. Alright, let's see. As always, Sunfall extremely strong card here. Jace. Alright. He should minus the Knight, I think, right?
Plans are already in motion.
Not sure how to play this out. We can try to go for Virtue and just go super scaling. Oh, that's a card. That is a really nice card, man. I think this is the play. We go this. Oh, Scoundrel. No counter spells, man. Whatever we do, it sticks. So I can attack with everything, right? If I go Scoundrel, I can also play the Virtue. Oh man, I can do everything on this turn. And we go for the treasure, because then we can go for Stoke the Flames. It's only the second. Right, only the second. This is instant. Alright. So, let's go for the Scoundrel, because he wants to block the Knight. Do you have abilities? Nope. Face. And I mean, it will be hard. But I think we can sneak the win with Stoke the Flames. That's why we went for treasure, because we are missing 1 damage this way, right? So normally he would want this on this, but because it's... I guess this could be a +1/+1, so then he doesn't kill the Knight. Alright, how much damage is it? I mean, let's just see. Let's just see. That's a 4 damage. That was no instance. Can we catch him off guard? Like, he needs to play stuff, right? He can negate one of the creatures with Jace and block second one, but that's 4 damage on board, so it means that he needs to play something. I'm not fully playing it optimally, but I think we're close to. I think this is pretty okay. He should -2 probably, but that means he needs to hit a Sunfall. I just need him tapped out. Like fully. And because of all of this pressure on the board, I can force him to tap. Because if he doesn't play anything, like I kill him on board. Right? Cool. So he can block 1 creature, it's 5 damage right now. He can block this, so it's 3 damage, but it's super mana intensive, so he needs all of this mana just for the fortress, which means he has only 3 mana. That's not bad for him, but don't forget we are doing card. This is our win con. And I think that we have a good shot, because normally mono-red players don't super play around stuff, so as a control player he probably won't super consider it. That's my guess. That's an interesting draw. Definitely helps with a lot of stuff. Oh, if I double spelled, I would get buff. But I don't think it's worth it. Like, we really need to catch him off guard. Let's see. That's a lot of damage. If he activates... Don't forget he's dead. He's actually dead right now. 4 mana. 4 mana. If he has a counter spell, it doesn't matter how much he has, right? Syncopate is the only difference. And yeah, we could pay for Syncopate, but it's not super played. So far he didn't show that he's playing it. That's an extremely weird block, man. Yep, you did it. He's going for this one. Alright. Yes, he's doing it. This is what I was waiting for. He has something. It means that he will play it either now or at the end step. I hope. Play it at the end step. Go for it. You know you want it. You know you want it. And we can also play Resolute Reinforcements on the next turn. If he taps the mana, he has it, man. It's so close. Let's go for it. I have Resolute Reinforcement, that should be enough. And I can pay with this. This way I have make disappear mana. Show me. A freaking negate. Oh man, but you see, I played around it. I did my best, and he still had it. He made a very good call. I think it could be the Emperor. He didn't cast her, or whatever it was. But we still have enough pressure to kill him on the next turn. If he goes for the Fortress, he can heal. But that's why we have Resolute Reinforcements. And don't forget, we still have one Stoke the Flames in the deck. And we have a lot of haste creatures, so we have a lot of winning draws. Morphe, I think you are on the verge of dying. And of course we won't get military. Drawing one single card.
No
Alright, nothing special. Right, one Stoke the Flames is in the deck. Oh, I hope that I will get him, but yeah, I felt that he has something. Really well played, because I'm pretty sure he could tap out fully, but he just didn't go for it, so he played exactly around what we were doing. Maybe attack? I heavily encourage it. Alright, Resolute Reinforcement. My last trick on the sleeve. Because right now he can defend everything on board, but not with Resolute Reinforcements. It's basically 2 20/20s, because each one of them is lethal. And let's see if he can go around this. If he wants to make disappear, he needs to get rid of his blocker, so it's still lethal. And then he cannot go for the Fortress as well. So I think we have him in the pinch in multiple ways. But let's see, maybe he has something that surprises us. Emperor is probably the best play, right? For some reason I felt I will draw this. I was thinking about exactly this card and thought, yeah, it's tapped, so it's not very good. This has to attack. Alright. So we don't really get value here. There is not much choice. Let's see the Emperor. Yeah, I think it will be very close. Man, if that's an Emperor, it might be enough to throw us through the game, right?
I've learned much during
So
my
this
travels.
goes for the Knight.
Let me show you.
But isn't this still lethal?
You're done.
Very close. Very close to lethal. We're playing the Loyalty. This will help a little bit on the next turn, and we go for the Ox. And I mean, that's the most we can do right now. Man, 1 damage. Stoke the Flames from the top absolutely gets us. And he has no real way of closing the game or to heal, except the Fortress, but it's so expensive, man. And 3 life is still not a lot. He probably needs like 2 more lands to keep doing the Fortress thing. He should plus with the Emperor, because then he can life gain on the next turn. Man, it could not be closer. I kinda love it. That's interesting. Enjoy, my friend. That feels like a Sunfall, doesn't it? Let's see. I have no idea what will happen. It's all about those draws. If I draw a land from top, it's probably game over. That's a farewell. And he has 2 mana to do something. Or the Samurai. Probably the Samurai, right? Drawing cards. Oh, that's not what you wanted to mill, my friend. Oh, this is bad for him. Still, it might be good enough, right? We have two attackers on the turn.
Good. Let your blade do the talking.
So if I play this, I can go for everything here. Those are abilities, don't forget. We are going white, man. Let's go for this guy. It shouldn't matter. I think we won, right? So, this one pumps the Ox. And we did it. Man, the Frontliner. And... alright. This is actually what we have to do. Because next turn he can just make disappear, so of course we need to main phase it. This way he needs 2 cards to answer this. And it's pretty good for us. Let's see how he plays. We probably will go for loyalty. Oh, the Scoundrel. I will go with the Painlands, then I don't need to think. And I like it, alright? I like it. Man, if he has make disappear, like we should probably play around it, right? I could play Scoundrel, and I would have treasure and mana for Knight, and we scale like crazy. But if he has make disappear, I'm done. You know what? We'll do it like this. I will check the priority. There is one. Alright. We will go with the treasure token, I think, still. Do I want to risk it? That's super important. And I cannot attack to check him because I need untapped creatures. Alright, I think we go for the damage. It is what it is. We can always go for Virtue and then go white. Like in my experience, it's like 90-95% of the cases when they have make disappear in their opening hand when they are on the draw. So I got burned enough times. And going white is always good, especially that I can play spells on the end step. And that goes around Sweeper, around a lot of stuff. He has only one white mana, so this is a Dissipate mana. But if he does it, I can go super hard on him. That's a Sorcerer, right? Alright. So it's not a Sun for turn yet. He really wants the Dissipate, right? So let's go with the Scoundrel. And we'll go with the Recruiter, I think. It's hard to play this deck, to be honest. There's so many decisions against control deck. So you need to make sure... I think it will get countered. But that also means he fully taps out. And if that's a removal and not a counter spell... I'm pretty sure it will be a counter spell, but if not... Alright. That's a good version. Everything has haste, and he cannot really answer such a wide board. Oh boy, that's not where you wanna be. Let's go for white mana. That's why we went for super white play. We made 2 spells in case one of them gets countered, and that's a smite, right? Sure, but it's still a lot of damage. Alright, down to 6, so he's at 4 mana right now because we're too good at magic and we are on the play, so he cannot Sunfall, and usually the populate is not super used. And that's why we don't go for Knight, because I don't want to slow the tempo. This is already like a Lethal on board, right? Let's see what we draw. I'm not thinking for the next turn because it really depends if we draw a land or some card. Or something with haste maybe. That would be the best. So this is an Emperor mana. He probably has the Emperor in the hand, right? So that means this is not lethal. Let's see, let's see. Very tricky. It all depends what he has in the hand, but that's the usual aggro way, right? If your opponent has the answers, you lose. If you have perfect curve and he doesn't have answers, he loses. That's 6 damage on board, so he has to react. With what? With Emperor. So he gets rid of Recruiter, he's at 8, and we have 4 damage. So I think we go for Knight. We attack with some of our creatures. Okay, I know. We attack first, and we go for Resolute Reinforcements after he Sunfalls. here she is.
Now you've done it.
That's the
coming
exile
off.
effect. And now we are
I am almost sad
4.
to see you go.
Yeah, we didn't draw a land for loyalty. That's a little bit unfortunate, but it's fine. Let's see what the play is. The point is that when he plays Sunfall, he will be fully tapped out. Do you have it? Do you have it? The most important question in Magic. Do you have a Sunfall on turn 5?
Try not to miss me. God,
He is preparing
to
for
me.
lower damage than it will actually go for, and Stoke the Flames is already lethal. That's some point removal. That means he doesn't have a sweeper. Let's see. Let's see. We can also make disappear, right? Pay the mana, so that can also be useful. Alright, another ossification or what? So obviously he doesn't have a Sunfall. And he's trying to mitigate the damage, and I think he's dead, right? That was part of our plan. There is no reaction, nothing for blue mana. And yeah, no double spell. Oh, right. So I still cannot fully kill him. Unless I play 2 creatures, but I cannot. You know what? I think this is the play. It's not perfect, but I can invest really little and get a lot. And he doesn't have a Sunfall. Oh! That's a lethal. Right? So we are guaranteed to deal 2 damage. So let's go for this play. Oh, never mind. But not super familiar with all the interactions, to be honest. So he needs to trade here. I think we still win because he doesn't have a Sunfall. But I'm trying to optimize, and I'm not doing perfect job at it. But Reinforcements is a lethal at the end step, and Epicure is good to just try to force this 1 damage when it's close. So he needs to instantly Sunfall, and even then he probably won't win, but he has a fair shot then. Because we have tapped mana. Oh, Celestus is definitely not good enough. Reverie. Alright. He's fighting. He's definitely fighting. We don't have this Virtue of Loyalty. If we double spell, we get the mouse trigger. But then they just block the creature with the highest pump, right? But they already need 2 creatures for those, so this will be a 4. 5 with the Epicure. So super close to winning. But not yet enough. Alright, I think I know the winning play. So, we deal this. Oh, there will be permanent, so Celebration will be triggered. And then we keep the Reinforcements in case he does something on his turn and he's tapped out. So even if he sweeps from the top, we will have Reinforcements. And that will go to the token. Probably it should be Reinforcements in case he plays Fading Hope for some reason. And we Smork. We Super Smork. And that's 4 damage. So he will be at 1. He can get to 2 with Celestus, but he cannot cast spells. For example, Sorcerer spells. And I mean, we still have the board for the next turn, right? What are you? March. Okay. Yep. Also, if I went for Resolute Reinforcements with the +1/+1, he wouldn't have enough mana, so another blunder on my part. Small, but meaningful. Every 1 damage might matter. Of course, Stoke the Flames just wins the game from the top if he doesn't have a counter spell, or he's too tapped to play it. But yeah, you can see that control deck just cannot play if they don't hit a sweeper. This is so wide that even without our amplification stuff, like the Recruiter, we have quite a lot of those, or the Virtue of Loyalty, like this is already scary enough board. You have to sweep it or you lose. Alright, 2 cards from the top. I don't think he will win. I think we got him. Especially with Reinforcements at the end step. Which means that even Emperor shouldn't mitigate enough damage, right? Because he will minus to the Knight-Errant. He will be at 4. Then he will be at 6 from the Emperor. And we deal 6 damage already here. Yeah, and we deal even more with this one. So yeah, I think that's the game. We'll see, maybe he has something that absolutely surprises me. But I don't think so. I think we got it. Alright. I don't think he's roping, I think he's really thinking about the possibilities, because he can main phase the Celestus, don't forget. So there are some draws that he might be hoping for. Theoretically he could go for the like lockdown for 3 mana. So like tap, draw it, and play the lockdown, but then the Knight kills him. Oh, the play, the desperation play. I should probably play Resolute Reinforcements, but it is still possible. Theoretically, he has the lockdown, right? And then he can punish it super hard. If he draws a counter spell, he can punish the reinforcements, but then he dies to the board. Yeah, told you. I don't think there was any combination that lets him win. Let's go first. We will have 1 drop into 2 drop, because we are really good at Magic, man. Easy Mythic. Oh, it's not easy Mythic because we are against the same deck, basically. Alright, so he wants to race us. Interesting, interesting. I think we go for Resolute Reinforcements, right? It's either Reinforcements, or if he taps out without pumping the Swift Spear for like Feldon. Absolutely. Go. Do it. Do the thing. Thank you. Man, I love the Knight. Oh, it feels like pure joy. Hi. Oh, perfection. Absolute perfection. Mouse. Do I want more mouse? Yep, because they get pumped by different mouses. Absolutely loving it, man. We are just out-tempoing mono red because we are on the play. Are you a soldier? Have you ever considered being a soldier? That would help. Man, he's down to 13 on his turn too. Now he knows how it feels. And oh boy, he won't like it. Oh, he's so desperately playing all of his creatures. Do we even care? Bro, you don't realize where you are in this game. I love it. Absolutely love it. Do we win? I don't know. Let's see. Hi. So what do we do? He wants to block one of those, right? So we will block one of those. Yeah? Oh, it feels like justice. Destroying mono red with aggro because we are on the play. That feels perfect. Alright, my friend. Do you have a sweeper maybe? Oh, what a sad situation. I nearly feel bad. Nearly. Let's go. We have interesting hand. A lot of creatures. I think we start with this one. Even though we don't get one drop, I think Resolute Reinforcement might be interesting. Alright, so we go this and this, because this gives the most synergy. We also don't need to pay ourselves, which doesn't really matter, but they're basically 1 mana to 2, so that's a lot of pressure already. So he's super inclined to kill at least one of them. And it doesn't seem that he has the way to do it. Alright, let's play. There's no priority, so we can go for the Wicked Roll, I think. Yeah, let's go like this. I think it's pretty good. And now we smork. I have to say, this deck is way more interesting than Mono Red so far. I mean, our opponent is already at 14. We have a lot of Stoke the Flames, but we need some creatures to cast this. We don't have lands, but that's kinda okay. We could go for Knight-Errant of Eos, or just try to force the tempo. And honestly, I like the tempo. So I'm pretty sure something will die. Here's the ley line. He didn't play it when he should. Yeah, I guess that makes sense, because we missed the +1/+1. But now we can actually start doing stuff if we want. So I could play the Resolute Reinforcements or the Stoke the Flames. I don't think it matters super much. I think we just go and Reinforcements and Epicure. Sure. It's Exile effect, so good for him. 1 life down. If we could play the land, we would have the Knight-Errant of Eos plays, but we do not right now. The populate is possible, so I think we'll play this at the end step and see if he taps out. Invasion of Zendikar is definitely not where he wants to be. I think we won already, right? Most likely. Alright, let's see the lands. He made the decision, so now we will go all in. Like super all in. And we Stoke the Flames and go for maximum damage, I think. So we tap this, we autoplay. And we pump the reinforcements. And he's dead on the next turn. And that was actually really enjoyable, I have to say. Probably less for our opponent, but there's a lot of plays here. Absolutely. And here's that Raxa. So as you can see, we were as close as it is possible, and he played a land, right? So even if he gets the ley line, we can just Stoke the Flames, and that's why the card is pretty important. Man, it was close. But we are good enough to be on the play, so we got this extra turn. And we autoplay, and we enjoy our hard-earned victory. Man, that was clutch. Alright, so our opponent just started, and our draw is kinda okay. I think we go with this guy. Nah, one drop. Just go one drop. Just smork. The damage needs to stack. You need to start as soon as possible, and the point is that we have 3 untapped mana, so probably we can go for the battle man, battle mouse, alright? It's a battle mouse. We can go for this and play something else, so that should be good enough. Right now we go for the Scoundrel. I could discard the card, to be honest. But I think we just go for treasure token. It should be useful at some point. Or maybe we just go for extra damage. Alright, let's go for damage. I convinced myself by not doing anything. Alright, it's a lot of damage. Let's see, it should be double removal right now, or on the next turn, right? So this turn he probably doesn't want to waste his single removal. If he has 2 of them, he plays 1 of them on the maybe Scoundrel. Demolition field, sure. Something we need to be aware of. Do you do anything? +1/+1. It's a target creature. Alright, so we go like this. Yeah, we need white mana. But we can just get it like this. This is a 1 extra damage, so it matters. It gives him a chance to counter spell, but I still get the buff if he counters it. And we need to go super wide before he kills us. Or before he controls the situation. Alright, alright. I see. I see. So first you always attack. And I still double casted, so I got some tempo out of this whole play. Let's see double cut down or double go for the throat. If he used this one, it means he has another one, right? Otherwise, it's not worth it. I think so. Quick stab. Oh, he's drawing a lot of cards. I like the deck though. It's super fun, but it's weird that he didn't go for doubling of the go for the throat. It might be a huge mistake. Alright, so how much damage we can make? 3, 5. Or we can just go for Knight. Man, I think we just go Resolute Reinforcements advanced. I think this is the best play. And on the next turn we can go for Ox. I'm not saying the name. So he wants to Sunfall, but that means I get Resolute Reinforcements. And that also means it's lethal, even if he has a Sunfall. And he doesn't seem to have a Sunfall. Emperor? I mean, I'm not sure about the full damage, but because we have 4 mana and Stoke the Flames, I think we should kill him. We just need to deal 2 damage, and it's too wide of a board to just... Yeah, I appreciate it, man. Yeah, like, it's too expensive. Oh, double Painland as well. To be fair, he needed a bit different draw. I mean, I can cycle this one. I don't need the Knight. Land is kinda okay. So I'm not activating the mainland. because I'm going for Stoke the Flames. Oh, that's really appreciated, man. So he took the bullet, so we have nicer content. So thank you, Arcanet. I think he's a fan. This was very similar to our Esper deck. But yeah, I think going for Go for the Throat would be a little bit better. He would lose 1 damage on the mouse. Mouse didn't have haste, so it's just 1 damage, but you remove extra creature, and then you need to follow up with Emperor or Sunfall. The opponent goes first. We have the Frontliner, so we can be Superman. If we were on the play, that would be absolutely epic. Our opponent has a tap plant, but yeah, like on the play this would be so ridiculous, you would love it. But on the draw it's much more reasonable, so there is a lot of chance for interaction for our opponent. We also would prefer 1-drop, to be honest, because we need 1 mana for the demolition thingy. Sunset Reverie, full value. Yep, being on the play, pretty good. Always. This is more mana efficient. So I think we go like this. He shouldn't have a sweeper unless he plays Lockdown. And that should make our next... It will be hard, because if he doesn't play anything, it might be make disappear, which means we cannot play Knight-Errant whatever. Let's play the land. Might be the wrong one. Might be the wrong one. And I think we go the mouse. Man, we are playing super risky. That felt like no interaction. Right? Alright, let's try it. You know what? Let's try it. We'll go this, 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 and this, because... Oh, I did it wrong. I should go for demolition for... Are you absolutely serious? Alright, that's a full whiff. That's pretty brutal. So we are going full all in. Is that a negate? Oh man, he has a negate in the hand. That's why he had mana for counter spells, but he doesn't have priority. Yeah, that makes sense. Good for him, kinda. So I messed up fully. I should start with this. It wouldn't change anything, but that was a huge misplay, because then you have 3 creatures and you can use them to fuel the Convoke on the Knight. And you can still attack with the rest of the cards. It wouldn't make a difference this game, but it was still a bad play. So we know that he didn't have the thing last turn, right? So let's go Scoundrel. There's something. But it's not a counter spell, so most likely an Emperor. Emperor is really strong, he's on 20, man. So we can gamble that he won't draw a sweeper, or just go for the recruiter. Then he first strikes something, kills our stuff, probably the mouse, and takes the rest of the damage. You know what, I think it's best we can hope for. Not too much value, but next turn will be Sunfall probably, so we are super dead if we don't deal a lot of damage. Alright, and this is discounted because of the mouse. I actually forgot, that's why I made the treasure token. Maybe making a roll on the token or something would be a little bit better. Alright, what is the least impactful card? I mean, let's go for the token, I guess. It shouldn't make a huge difference here. And I mean, we smork. We absolutely smork. And we go for the recruiter, because I think he wants to play the Emperor, first strike one of the tokens, so I don't want to have 2 toughness on my strongest creature. But it's all a gamble, I have no idea. Maybe he has Memory Deluge, in which case... I mean, it's still okay, but then I should buff the reinforcements. So the damage is equal. But I expected Emperor. And it's Memory Deluge. Alright. So, it's all about playing land into Sunfall, the masterful mythic play that I'm always trying to do. So, it's all about the top decks. If he draws an answer, he probably will win. And he does. I mean, that wasn't a hard choice, I would say. And we don't really have anything to follow up. We can go for the Knight, but this is bigger. So I think I much rather make some tokens and hope he won't draw a counter spell so I can rebuild. I think the game is probably over at this point. The Reverie into Sunfall was a bit too good. I think I could scale the damage a little bit different if I didn't play around Emperor, and I just assumed that if he has a Sunfall in hand, or the Emperor, he wins, but if he has a Memory Deluge, I should just try to go for Leaper. I'm not sure if that would be good enough, but I want him... I have 3 turns, so attacking is good for me. It's also main phase. Yeah, so I have a few next turn, like I will survive on the next turn, right? Even if he uses Mirex. It feels like an Emperor though. It really feels like an Emperor. But we cannot really know. But we'll make this play. Let's go for Treasure, because it's not a creature and we want to maximize the creatures. Let's see if that's a counter spell. That's the first step. We need to see if that follows through. And that will disable Mirex if he does anything. And make this appear is not perfect. He needs to waste a lot of value if he has make this appear. Let's see. He definitely seems to be... Oh, that's a good one. That is a good one. Alright, well done, my friend. Full tap though. Alright, I will go with the token. Yeah, I forgot this is part of my mana base right now. I don't think we can win, but we can at least try, right? Sometimes it's 4 lands and a 5th land. Yep, my second turn. And from the next turn I need to be defensive, and of course I will lose them. Alright, let's make a token. Yeah, I think he's fully under control the whole game. Okay, easy. Sure. Not a huge difference. He could do it during the turn as well, I think. But I guess we have Resolute Reinforcements, so there's that. Yeah, so 4 mana, this will be 2 and 4, so it's not enough for a Knight. The only play is... Man, there's no way he doesn't remove the Knight. So let's deal this 1 damage, that does nothing. Alright, so Emperor, is that enough? Yeah, I don't think you can ever win against this one. It was really close. Maybe I didn't optimize enough, but I think that the Sunfall was good enough. Reverie gave him all the time he needed. Alright, let's see this one. We are on the draw. However, I think this deck is a little bit less reliant on being on the... Of course you want to be on the play, but you kinda can play the value game just a little bit. So no. Oh, man. If we want to go for... Yeah, we only can play Mirex. Alright, this is okay. So we go Epicure into Reinforcements into 3 mana something. This way we don't miss the curve and we use this colored mana perfectly. Our opponent considers us an aggro player, so maybe we don't know about the sleeper. We don't have good target, but we can go for Demolition, so... Man, this draw is really good against what we have. We could also just go Demolition, but then we miss some mana, right? We kinda miss some mana. He's fully tapped, so we can attack. He of course won't be blocking with Sleeper. Our 1-drop is worse than his. So we could make 3 tokens, but that... I mean, that does a little bit. Gain haste, that could be useful, but next turn is Trespasser, right? I think we go like this and go for Reinforcements. It's longer winded one, but I think it's okay. And the second threat might be useful for Stoke the Flames, right? Alright, 2/2s. Really good for him. Let's see if he tries to be aggressive. Nice. Nice. I don't think he expected the Reinforcements. We do not know if he has a cut down, because that's the only card that can matter right now. So we could block like this, or just try to trade. You know what? I think we raise him. In which case I super misplayed and I shouldn't play it. I didn't get the punishment for it, but that was super bad play. Alright, so we attack first. They don't have haste, right? Alright, cool. For a moment I got scared there. And I mean, we'll cycle one of the cards, I guess. Oh, we can, because we are sacrificing this one. So we are going super wide, and we just go from there. We can go Stoke the Flames. Yeah, let's go. I think we need to go wide and just go for the face. Because we need to win with Recruiter, probably. And he wanted to race us, but that's a mistake. Like, we are way more aggressive than he is. And as you can see, he realized it in this moment. What do you do? That's harsh. I want... Okay, with Recruiter. So he can make one of them 3-3. I think this is the play. We don't have much time. We just need to go super wide and just attack him. He can get one good trade, but the second one is a full trade, 1-for-1, so he doesn't really want to go there. Is Recruiter? Oh, all the... Oh, my cards are super cool, man. So he can make one, but it's an effect, it's not a buff. And that's super huge, because they are still huge right now. And he needs to trade everything and still be at 3, so... Yeah, looking good so far. Man, this deck is pretty cool, I have to say. For an aggro deck you have a lot of decisions to make. And I know he got mana screwed, but his opening was really good and extremely mana efficient, so that's why it still was a little bit close. Guys, and now we are after the games, and you are probably curious. Is this deck worth crafting? Is it cool? I have to say that for an aggro deck, it's actually really enjoyable. I think it has way more decisions than mono red, and you actually can decide how you're gonna play the game. Are you going for the value with like Virtue, counters, and Knight-Errant of Eos just going super wide, and then go for Recruiter for a huge swing? Or you maybe just sacrifice all the value and you play everything as a quick creature and just try to go on curve and Stoke the Flames for a lethal. So deck is really interesting. The Scoundrel also contributes to a very interesting gameplay. It can be your Cardo. If that's the last card you play, you discard nothing and then you draw a card. So it can be your Cardo. It can be your ramp spell. It can be a beatdown card because it can pump different creature. So I really think the versatility of those cards makes for an interesting games. Even though it's an aggro, it's something you will probably enjoy playing. I had a good time playing this deck, I have to say, man, which is not something I felt during playing mono red. It seems to be a bit less aggressive, like it doesn't hit below the curve as hard, but it has way more gas in the bank, so it just goes for longer, and you can force multiple sweepers with this deck. With Virtue of Loyalty and Knight, you can just refill and refill and refill. So yeah, I think it's a cool deck. Not sure how many... Oh, it's a rare? Are you serious, man? So it seems that it has a lot of rares in the end, but probably less than our control decks. And maybe you have some of the cards already. So maybe a more budget-friendly version if you want to hit Mythic. So with this one we had really good results, man. I think we hit 67% win rate, which is absolutely incredible. It's higher than original Boros in like previous standards. So yeah, it could be a tier 1 deck, we'll see. Alright, so tell me in the comments if you enjoyed the games, if you enjoyed this kind of stuff. With some aggro. I wanted to showcase you some easy deck that can just get you to Mythic, because I get sometimes this question, what is the best deck to go for Mythic? So I wanted to give you something super competitive, super quick, so you can rank up and just keep playing control when you hit this Mythic and enjoy the game. And honestly, it's so much better than the mono red on the fun level that I think it's a good solution. You can have some fun, new cards, and also hit Mythic very quickly. So pretty good stuff. Alright guys, I hope you enjoy, have fun, and see you tomorrow.